In your name.
Okay, hello. Welcome to my first ever Hero Spotlight. Today is Chen, and he is a hero that's quite good and used often in the competitive scene, but oftentimes people don't really understand him or view him as too complicated to really play effectively. So okay, let's start with skills, and later on I'll have some gameplay, hopefully, of me, if I can figure that out.
As you say.
So, I'll go over some jungling basics. Jungle creeps spawn at 30 seconds. So, and they won't spawn if you are within vision of them or close enough to the creep camp. So you gotta make sure you're far away. So,
May it please
there's
you.
different creeps that have different abilities. I won't go over them all. I'm sure you can find some kind of basic jungling guide.
As Obelisk
Chen's
directs.
E skill allows him to permanently take over a target creep. So you're going to want to grab the strongest, biggest creeps with the abilities. So they all offer something different. And it also has a secondary skill of teleporting heroes back to base, which can be very helpful if a hero gets focused down or something like that. So I'll just show you this.
Infused with the spirit.
So this
In your
creep now
name.
permanently belongs to me, and I can use his abilities, which is this shockwave thing. Okay,
A pious path.
so that's his first ability, and it's very helpful for jungling. Basically, the way you're gonna jungle is you're gonna take a creep from the big camps, and you're gonna kill its little creeps, then you can move it to over to another
Obelisk,
camp
guide me.
and kill them. So you can do that for a while, but Chen doesn't really excel at perma-jungling in the
Yes.
jungle. His real focus is ganking, and it's really easy to take one of these creeps down to this lane at low levels and kill the enemy.
As you
Okay,
say.
so that's gonna be the heart of your early game. The lower you level it up, the more units you can
May it
take,
please
and
you.
really your late game. But also, you also have these other abilities that are
God
not
willing.
bad. I mean, they're not your primary concern. Test of Faith is a random damage nuke. It does, let me see, it does from 200 to 400 damage. I believe that's pure damage at max
As
rank, which is
Obelisk
pretty good.
directs.
And the Penitence is a slow that also gives bonus damage.
Yes.
So, let me just show you that.
Penance.
Penance, okay.
Justice
I don't know how to say that.
served.
Finally, Chen's ultimate
Faithless one.
is Hand of God, which is an amazing ability. It has a very long cooldown, so use it sparingly.
faith.
Or not sparingly, the other opposite of that. Anyway, it's a global heal for 200, 300, and 400 respectively, and
Hallowed
to
ground.
all your allied heroes. So
Hand
it also applies to your creeps and fully heals them. So
Yes.
those are the basics of his abilities. I'm gonna get some gameplay video
As you say.
up and show you each one of these skills next. So thanks for watching the first part.
As Obelisk
and yeah.
directs.
Okay, so welcome to my first demonstration of the skills. This is me harassing with a creep. It's not really what I wanted to show you. I just wanted to start the replay a little bit early so I can talk about item builds and skills. So basically, you're gonna, I don't know why I'm maxing, actually, yeah. You don't need 2 levels of this because it only gives you 1 more unit. But basically, you want to max, or before level 4, but basically you want to max Holy Persuasion, secondary with Test of Faith and Penitence. Test of Faith next, usually, but Penitence is also a good build. Test of Faith is used more in competitive play, but Penitence can help you set things up easier. So here's what I wanted to show you. This is me harassing with a tornado. The key is to be creative with your creeps. Here I have a Wildekin, and I'm just going to use it on them. There's really not much they can do, and obviously this guy makes a mistake here, walking up, but that's going to get us an early kill, and that's going to help our team out a lot. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about was item builds. So, basically, this game I bought a courier. If your team doesn't have a courier or wards, you should pick that up and buy the Ring of Protection, which is a component of Ring of Basilius. Otherwise, go straight Ring of Basilius, and some tangos are always good. A clarity is necessary if you pick up only Ring of Protection, but this will give you mana regen and make your creeps more tanky. Yeah, so afterwards, the most common build is Mechanism. If no one on your team is going Mechanism, I highly recommend it. It's a great item, and works really well, synergizes well with Hand of God. Here's another gank by me. I'm not sure if this one works. And no, it won't. But it's just going back and forth into the lane is always great. It helps out the solo even if you don't get it. So, yeah. And after Mechanism, or if someone else went Mechanism, other notable things are other support items like Pipe, Django are good. Aghanims is also quite good on him. It decreases the cooldown to 30 at all ranks of his Hand of God, which is very helpful because you can pretty much have a heal in almost every fight that your team gets into. So, yeah, that's basically skills and items. That was an example of using creeps creatively. Mistake I made here was not pushing the lane after we got that kill on Omni Knight. Chen's early push is very good. So, yeah, so you always want to try to gank and then push. So, gonna move on. Okay, so coming up here is another example of an early Chen gank. Here I have 2 Dark Troll Warlords who have a ranged stun. Let's just hold on just a second and we'll get started. My solo is Sven here, so Winner is overextended, we're gonna kill him. And I don't believe we get Omni Knight, which we probably could have, but we didn't have enough mana for another stun. But that's just an example of how simple it should be to get early ganking kills. So, yeah. Okay, so this is going to be an example of another early push with my team on a tier 2. So, I have my creeps, and my Dark Troll Warlord creates skeletons, which are helpful for pushing. And we're going to just work the tower down. I mean, they're really great at tanking the tower and just providing damage, and it makes for an insanely strong push early game. So, just like that, that's how easy that is. So, push and gank is basically the overview. Here I'm maxing Penance, which is a more simple build. Test of Faith is more helpful, like I said, in higher skilled environments, which I started to max now. But if you're just starting out, Penance can help you to position stuns. Which brings me to my final thing I believe I'm going to talk about, which is micro. So, like I said in the beginning, one of the main reasons that Chen is not picked up often and is viewed as a hard hero is controlling these guys. I mean, you're controlling 3 people instead of just 1, which everybody's used to. So, the main thing I want to get into your head is that nobody can really tell you how to do this. I mean, I tried to follow other people's rules for doing it, like tabbing and all that stuff, and it just didn't work for me. So you really got to go in a practice game and experiment and find out what works best for you. So I'll just tell you the way I do it. 1 is my hero. 2 is my stunning creeps, or my melee creeps. 3 is my other ability creeps. And 4 is all my units together. And that just works for me. So you really got to find out what works for you, and I mean, it should take you like 1 or 2 games, and you should have a basic grasp on micro. More advanced micro can take some time to develop, but you know, it's just, it takes practice. But I strongly believe that really anybody can micro Chen. It's not as difficult as everyone says. So go in a practice game, try it out, and thank you. Thank you for viewing my first hero spotlight. I'm gonna try to make the next ones better and not stutter so much and being an idiot. So if you enjoyed this, subscribe, like, do all that stuff, and I'll try to get you guys some better videos next time. Thank you. Bye.